So as we let the screen play out, I just want to quickly talk about something. So there's a couple of speed optimizations. It's going to be a couple seconds though. Level 6, I think it's just past core. It's the order in which you destroy the factories. Do you die and then take the last two factories, or do you try and preserve the health? Level 7, the second to final level, do you go to the left? Um, and then bomb that one. I was trying to figure out why I was kept dying to the bottom left factory, and it was because when I took the regular route of taking the bottom right factory and then taking the top right factory, there's already two factories destroyed, so it's not as it doesn't drain as much health. So there's an order to each of the methods, right? So you hit the bottom left, and then you hit the power station. You drop the volley, and you go up and hit the power station, and then drop the bomb. Very, very close in terms of health, and it may not even be the fastest time skip. Um, Trying to think. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so the ones I'm talking about is yeah, Valor. Core, right? Usually there's a factory in the bottom left, right? Theoretically you can get a volley and hit both the power station and the fat war factory. It's just I don't like destroying civilian buildings if I don't have to, right? The only exception would be Valor because it's like I don't have enough time for speed runs. So you hit the left one, you hit the right one, then you hit the top one because it's the furthest away in terms of distance from the ship, right? So if you're calculating in terms of an arc, if this was an arc moving to the right, obviously you're calculating distance, so you hit the 3 on the way instead of just dying straight up. Um, and then I don't know whether it's faster to hit the bottom left and then take a diagonal path. I mean, you could probably do the math on that, or just go to straight down and then take the horizontal path there. It looks about the same, so it shouldn't be too much of a time optimization. Of course, as I said before, I usually go to the bottom right path here. I hit this factory with the volley, I go up, right? Because if you go through the front, you have all the turrets trained on you. So you want to go to the top, so you want to go to the bottom right and then go around all the obstacles because all the turrets are to the left. So you go around, you hit the power station, and then you die on the power core and you go back on the station. And then it's just a matter of bombing the power stations. I calculated that you can fly over the core. Um, so you can leave one power station alive, you fly over the core and bomb the power station, then you go back, you shoot down the turrets, and then you bomb it. Then it's really just RNG of if you have enough volleys to destroy the thing. And then sometimes you might want to keep a turret alive just so you can bomb it. Usually keeping one of the rocket turrets alive are super helpful because you can shoot them down. You just need to make sure that you calculate that a little bit. And you go to the top right, right, you hit the power station, you hit the thing. The top right should be the last one because it takes so long, and your ship should have traveled far enough already that it's really convenient to hit the last one. So this, I think, it's pretty much set that the last factory is going to be in the top left. The question is whether you go bottom right, top right, and then go to the left, right? Because the reason why I instantly go to the left is because this distance is not going to get any shorter to going to the bottom left. So theoretically, that should be the fastest path. It's also a very difficult path. Aisles, I think, have optimized it pretty well because you start here, you go right, you go bottom, you go bottom. There is one quick optimization skip where when you're going in this direction, you want to get hit by the turrets to lose health, right? Because if you wait here, the turrets take a while to turn their guns. So obviously, make sure you're calculating health. If you don't want to get hit in the bottom right, then get hit in the top right and then start bombing and then die on the factory. Then as the ship travels, you hit that and that. Death Alley, I considered going straight to the left and dying, but the problem is it takes too long with all the rocket turrets. That's why I go down first and then I travel up to the top left because I find maybe there might be some time skip there, but you definitely have to outperform. Um, Contact is pretty simple. Just bomb it. Two bombs on one power station, two bombs on the other station. Thing. So you can get a 331 time. I think I got a 330. So there's like a 1 second time save there I could have done. And then Hermit Crab, I think it's pretty straightforward. Optimize. You drop a bomb in the center, destroy all the power stations. If you can, if you have the health, try and bomb a power station and then go to the so that if the volley starts to hit the factories, you'll have a little bit of extra health to play with. It's really RNG on Hermit Crab. It's not the big one though. The big one is going to be the last two, but these small seconds will definitely impact your sub 15 time if you're chasing the world record. And then so once you hit the power station, so you gotta go all the way to the middle. You drop the volley, right? I learned this from hard mode, right? So you go to the left, you drop because in hard mode, if you try and destroy the power station one by one, it's going to take too long. You have to destroy two power stations at a time. For because it's normal, they have less health, so you can destroy all the power stations at once. So that's why I can bomb two power factories. I could do bomb two war factories at once, right? I theoretically could try for more, but that's a little bit risky. So then you go once you bomb all the power station in the middle, you're going to respawn on the ship. You bomb the factory to the very left, which gives less um, resistance to bomb the power factories in the center. So you have a total of 3 volleys. 1 volley is spent bombing the power factories, and you have 2 volleys left to destroy 4 factories. You want to hit the bottom left too, because it's the closest and because that's where the airport is. That's going to do a lot of damage. And then from there, it's really which has less health, the top left, top right, or whatever. Try and bomb it. So yeah, you should be using all 3 fault. You should die. So you go in once, you die. You go in twice. I think you die again, right? So on your second life, you have to bomb 2 factories. It's very important that you get your volley off and then bomb 2 factories. And then on your last life, you should leave 2 factories up, set up a volley, and then just directly destroy the last power factory and the last war factory, and then that's your run for Hermit Crab. So that's a really quick explanation of how I did my run, especially for this world record run. Hard mode, I'm still optimizing. There's still a lot of places that I kind of need to figure out. I do need to probably, if I were to do this at a really professional level, I'd compare the videos and then compare the splits, right? Because the way that this timer works, I'm starting to figure out, is that it gives you the best possible time of splits. I messed up run number 7 because I didn't know how to press the keys because I have like key bindings for reset the timer. Um, I'm gonna save these splits as well just to make sure that I do get it. So this is what world record. Um, but yeah, I just want to make sure that I have these splits saved properly. And then I want to save this as a personal best as well. Um, so yeah, I'm going to exit. Oh shoot. Okay, well let's go back again. Oh well, I think I might have screwed that up. Yeah, see now it's got that as my personal best, a 14:55, a sub 15 time. Yeah, very very well optimized. I always constantly want to challenge myself because I'm not really comparing myself to anyone, so which is nice because I don't have that pressure of having to compete with someone, so I have more time to experiment. But on the other hand, I still have to experiment, and that's going to take a lot of time. Whereas people in the future who are dedicated speedrunners and enjoy this game, like the path is pretty laid out for you, and then all you have to do is improve. Like everyone does speed runs for their own purpose, whether it's for chasing the world record, whether it's for recognition, whether it's for self-improvement. um I originally did it just for fun, and then it's slowly becoming self-improvement. I don't really want to chase after world records, at least not ones that I don't enjoy, and I don't think I'm entitled to world records. You have to work for, you have to innovate, you have to work hard, right? Because like I'm just taking this day by day, each day, right? Like I believe that people who start earlier definitely have an advantage because they get to spend more time with it. But it's pretty easy to catch up with today's technology, right, and whatnot. Because this is not a difficult game, right? And this is not a long game. There's not too many crazy techniques that you have to do. It's just more timing and calculation. I'll show you some cool techniques actually, since we showed the credit section. So one technique I do, there's a couple. You kind of need to get a sense for it. Sorry, I need to mute because I can't focus with the noise. I like total quiet. One is while so one is time, right? So obviously each bomb takes a couple seconds to drop, right? So that's one method. The second method is basically while you're flying, you count how many bombs you need, and then you leave the mouse marker there. And so when the bombs get to the right place, you start moving, right? So that's one technique. Obviously, as you get more proficient, you'll know roughly like how much time has passed, and you just double check because you're so busy like fighting the projectiles. I still think it takes 8 to bomb this factory. But yeah, it takes 8 to bomb the projectile. Also, I think I got a world record on one of the arena maps, actually, Ratchet. Because so this level, it's all about like the chopping water, carrying water, chopping wood, sharpening the axe. So it's like because this level gets harder and harder the more war factories you destroy, you want to leave the war factories on the lowest health possible. So like drop like 6 or 7 bombs. Um, oh, actually, I think each of these war factories take 20. So oh, thank goodness. So I didn't make the level difficult. So I got a world record like that. But I think it's very important that you try when you're doing practice runs that you try and use as little bombs as possible so that you're super efficient, right? It's fine to over bomb a factory, right? That's not that's like perfectly fine. But if you want like that really fine fine tune like time skips, like, you want to be really, really detailed at the beginning. You can kind of start to lose it at the end when you're like when you kind of like really focused and you have a good sense of like how many bombs it takes. It's okay to like lose one or two, especially since you're trading health for war factory health, right? Because you're really trading your chopper health for how much you can bomb, right? So I'm gonna crash on one of the power factories just in the interest of time. But yeah, I did get a world record according to the leaderboards because I haven't seen another world record. um Oh, dang, these turrets are too far, so I have to land on the carrier. Um, so yeah, I think it'll probably be faster to land on the carrier. Obviously, you need to do some pathing optimizations. I don't know if dying is going to be super helpful. Um, could have been, but maybe not. And so obviously this is more about pathing. So maybe you can like do the warp. I'm doing it war factory by war factory. But I think it makes sense that way because the power stations are so close together. Um, But yeah, sorry, I don't have the live split timer, which is like, against one of the speedrunning rules, because you usually want to have a timer for confirmation. So I guess technically this run would be voided. I'm going to like do the trust system, which is I'm going to trust you if your video is not like sped up or something. I mean, it should be pretty easy to detect that, but I'm only one super moderator, so please don't abuse that. The fact that I'm currently the only super moderator for some of these flash games. Um, I said before, these are very casual runs. The way I'm going to moderate this is just going to be very, very casual. So I mean, if you want to cheat, if that's like that's your level of integrity, then I mean, I guess you can enjoy that record. As I said before, I'm really doing this for fun. I think it's really unfair to other people choose to if you choose to, be dishonest about how you obtained your record. But I mean, I guess, we'll let time and history really um, notice about the fame. And I know it's a lot of work for people to verify if runs are true or whatnot, but honestly, it's just really an integrity thing. So yeah, so that's called a moving. So you can calculate a little bit the direction, the path that you're moving in. Obviously we can crash here, but the bombs will travel have momentum, so it'll go in the direction that you're facing. So yeah, some other techniques that I've mentioned before is when you're bombing, do a turning technique, right? So the direction in which you turn will, so if you're moving forward and you still have momentum and then you just let go and press a turn, the bombs will actually, change the direction in which they bomb. So let's say if you're over a power station, you like and you're like going this way, you want to like so you can do vertically. This is really helpful for the last level for the roadblocks because the roadblocks are so skinny. They're actually much harder in hard mode because it takes like 25 bombs because it's like in hard mode I think all the buildings have 2.5 health. Is my mic on? Yeah, 2.5 health. So 2.5 times the health. So it's like 25 bombs. So each momentum really really is important. So yeah, if you want to get better at normal mode, try a little bit of hard mode, and then that's how you pursue the normal road world record. So yeah, I'm definitely giving you guys cool training tips of how to beat this. Um, Anything else? Momentum, shooting. I think you guys pretty much get the shooting. It's more just pathing really, and execution at this point. Um, but yeah, if you want to, I highly recommend if you want to do your own world records, right? Like if you want to have fun, like actually chasing world, because I think this world record is pretty optimized. There's some places to improve. I mean, this is a pretty high level world record, if I do say so myself. Oh, there's also the stopping motion as well. Going forward and then stopping really precisely. That's also another technique. Like if you want to hone your speedrunning skills and you want to just do this casually, I recommend it. But in terms of chasing the world record, you can, but I think it's going to take a lot of work, right? Because I put a lot of work into this. I mean, I maybe put like 2, 3 weeks, so you may take you shorter, but I don't think it's going to be fun unless you really enjoy that grind. I recommend you just do this casually, and then if you really want to set a world record, if you're chasing a world record, then the best way to chase a world record is to find a game that you really enjoy, that you're passionate about, and that no one's done before. That's the best way to go get a new world record, right? So a little bit of entrepreneurship advice, right? The best way to get a world record is not too right. You don't want to be super competitive. You don't want to be in like doing something like Jump King, right? That's one of the popular games recently, or Super Mario Odyssey, right? These super long games and these super competitive games with hundreds of speedrunners. You just want a small community of speedrunners, or request your own game, right? Find a game that you're passionate about, or find a game that you really enjoy, and speedrun it. Obviously, speedrunning is a different set of enjoyment than it's a different play style than playing casually. Like when I play Arrow of Time, right? It's half the fun is just in experimenting and running it casually. Speed running is just more on the competitive aspect, right? Beating your personal best, right? It's that competitive nature that makes speed running fun. But I still do casual runs from time to time. I play my favorite levels. I'm not speed running grind in, grind out because you still need to like relax and enjoy yourself because you're gonna burn yourself out if you're competing day after day. Now, there's something to be said for hard work, but there's also for burnout. Anyway, that's really about it for this world record run. We'll go back to the credits. um, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I think I'll probably stop here because there's not too much more for me to optimize for normal runs. um, I probably will still be playing this game. I just won't be recording any video because I'm pretty satisfied with the world record. If I find like some amazing skip or something, maybe I'll record it and I'll let other people compete. But for me, I think I'll take a step back and I'll let other people, try and enjoy and chase the world record. And I'll just be posting some cool ways that, you may decide to chase it, right? Because I want to I want to give some room, right? Like I know it's like the bar is pretty high, but I want to give some room for people to enjoy and chase the world record and make this competitive rather than just dominating the scene. Like it's a little bit of a challenge there, right? Because I'm challenging you to beat me. But yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. I don't want to hold, a world record for 10 years if there's no one playing. I'd rather just hold it for 1 or 2 months even. Maybe honestly it might take longer because not a lot of people play Flash games nowadays. But I'd be pretty happy with just holding a record for 1 or 2 months. Honestly, I didn't even think I'd get a world record. I'm happy with just holding it for a week or to say that, I held a world record, I competed at a high enough level, and I'm satisfied with my personal best, right? And so I encourage you all to do the same if you really enjoy speedrunning. And that's about it for this video.